Welcome back to The Way with Jazz and Tay. It's your girl Jazz and
Shantae.
And before the break, we did our very quick weekly recap and our The Way and Not the Ways, as well as kind of pooped on Paul Rudd for a little bit.
I didn't poop on him.
It was like we farted on him a little bit. How about that?
I would have said like I just ate something with garlic and breathed some hot garlic breath on him. Like, sorry, Paul Rudd. I still love you though.
But yeah, right. There we go. So we could have
very specific.
Like not as bad as a farter. Like I wasn't pooping on him. I love Paul Rudd.
Still give him a little more wiggle room there.
But we're gonna go ahead and get into our review of the week, and we are skipping our Insecure and Bachelorette review because we're gonna go live and do that for y'all like we did again last week. Because this week we really needed to highlight Summer Walker's new album, Still Over It. Highly anticipated album. Homegirl has had like a whole relationship and baby and all of this since the time she last dropped her album. So there's a lot to discuss. And Shantae and I don't know about you, girl, but I've been listening to it pretty much on repeat since it came out. I've been really
every day.
I've been really trying to make sure that like I'm listening to it, trying to get the messages and decide which songs I really do rock with. And she did not disappoint. Mm-mm. She did not at all disappoint. I know a lot of people were calling her a sellout and were worried what it was going to sound like because of the single.
X for the Reason.
Yes, because the single was super poppy and upbeat and like, you know, everybody was ready to be all up in their feelings. And she came out with like this little bopper song. Mm-hmm. And everybody was like, oh, no. I'm about to be over this album. And no, she came out like the first track on it. What is it? Bitter. Yeah. And it definitely set the tone. It definitely set the tone for what it definitely highlighted kind of like, you know, what she was going to be touching on, how she was going to be like handling it, and even kind of like, you know, her reasoning and like behind it. And and I loved it. And it definitely brings me to a Lemonade kind of place.
Oh my God, I'm really glad you said it because I was just about to say that. And before anybody tries to say anything like, oh, you're liking her to Beyonce, it's not that it's a Beyonce album, but it's telling a story like Lemonade did.
Yes.
We're literally going through the phase of their relationship. Like in Bitter, she's still calling him her for lifer, and you know, this is a forever thing, or ride or die, you know. But by the end of it, Fourth Baby Mama and Sierra's Prayer were like, ugh, it's over. And
you know, right. Like, I mean, as soon as you want to start talking about slapping mamas, it's over.
Okay. First of all, I want to start with your mama. She should have whooped you. I was like, whoa.
Oh, okay.
It's spicy.
Shall we play a little clip just so we know what we're kind of talking about here?
Oh, yeah, Benny, please. Yeah.
It's so complicated, but if I had you back, all I wanna do is get drunk, take. All I wanna do is get drunk, hop planes. All I say would be no loving you. It would be no love.
So that's my favorite song off the album. I listen to that at least 5 times a day, sprinkled in with Bitter and a few of the other ones. But when I first heard the album, I was like, you know, I'm in a very different place than when I heard her first album. And so I was like, I'm not feeling it like everybody else is. Like everybody else is like, that's right, that man ain't nothing, da 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 da. Like they're really feeling it like this is their life being played out in an album. And I'm listening to it like, yeah, girl, I feel you on that. But then I listened to No Love, and I was like, okay, this is the song for me where I'm like, this is my life to a T. And I wouldn't say like that's how I'm living right now, but that's how I'm feeling like towards the guys. It's like, come with intention or don't come at all. And like, if I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't put any effort in because you weren't giving anything.
Amen.
Talking.
Sis.
A lot of men are just a lot of talk, and it's kind of like BS.
It's like, yes. And the thing too is that if you want to be all that, like if you want to just be talk, that's fine. But like, don't
be talk. Don't lie.
Don't try to tell me it's one thing when you really need it to be another. Because that's okay.
Don't big up yourself and then not give that energy.
Because nobody's asking for that.
Nobody.
Don't introduce me to a vibe you cannot maintain.
Yeah. My favorite line from that song is she says it a couple of times, but she says like, basically in the song she's saying like, you never called me, you never hit me up. But now that you're calling and you're ringing my line, why are you ringing my line? And I'm like, period, Summer.
That's literally
period. Why are you in my DMs? Why are you on my line?
Like, where'd you come from?
What do you want?
Yeah.
What is the reason? What do you need?
I mean, I know what they want, but
period.
You ain't gonna get it that easy.
But say that. Like, again, a lot of guys play games.
Amen, sis.
Like, sorry, I'm triggered a little bit.
Like it's a hobby, like it's a sport.
Oh, like I'm gonna go away for a few months, and I'm gonna pop up again and like act like I'm still interested. And I'm like, what game is this?
For me, I would say this is really funny because I find this about myself with any like new album. I'm always gonna choose the song that's probably not like the vibe that the rest of the album is like. I've been listening to That Right There, or That Right There, whatever you want to call it. It's spelled That Right. Yeah, it's spelled That Right There, but they definitely say That Right There. But I just love it because when it like the album is definitely very much like, kind of sad. It's got that low tone to it. And then it transitions to That Right There from this one song called Toxic. So, it just really switches it up. And it immediately is kind of like a more upbeat. It's got Pharrell on it. You can definitely tell it's like a Neptune's or like Pharrell type of beat. You can definitely hear that. And it's just fun. She's talking her crap, she's talking her ish. She's like, y'all want to hate on me. And like, you should definitely be worried because as soon as I, put it on him, he's going to leave you. Like you should be worried about me. And I just kind of love it because Summer, for those of we don't know her personally, but we definitely know that she struggles with like, self-image and like feeling good about herself and all this kind of stuff. So it's nice to hear this song where she's talking her crap. Like, I know I'm that girl. I know what I got. I know what my worth is. And especially just with the other stuff that we know she goes through. It was just nice. Ooh. It's a nice change of pace to have on the album. And I do definitely like, it makes me bounce my booty. Like I call it a booty bounce bopper. That's the kind of song that it is. I hear it and I immediately want to just start like popping my little booty, clapping my hands, snapping. Like it's a good one.
Absolutely. She aired London the F out on this.
Oh
album.
Man.
I just want to throw that out there also. Like I was really listening to it and I was like, yikes.
She threw Young Thug in there even at the mix.
I was like, what did he do? Except for have a bunch of babies. Like, dang.
She knew that to come for Future.
Came for Mama. Came for baby mamas 1 through 3. Said one of them lived on Section 8. I was like, my Lord. But also,
that was probably the first one,
Don't mess with her. Why are y'all messing with her? Y'all keep messing with her. Like, she don't put out good music.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I totally agree.
I feel her. I'm like, yes, girl, you let every single one of them know and you make money off of it too. Just like Cardi said, I'm like, yeah, put that in your music and make some money off of it. Because why are they coming for you like that?
I mean, and that's what Cardi does. Cardi's the queen of doing that.
Oh, period.
Of, putting her struggle in her music and making a couple bucks off of it. But no, I'm definitely gonna say, I think overall it's a nice piece of work. It's definitely an album that you can listen to, I feel like, through and through. Mm-hmm. I don't think there are any skips on there. I'm trying to think, like, I don't think there's anything on there that I would really skip. But there's a lot of music on there too. It's like there's like 20 songs. Like it's a good album.
She's probably not putting out another album for like 5 years.
That's literally what I was about to say. I was like, which makes me feel like she's probably done for a minute. Her son will probably be in kindergarten the next time we hear from.
Is it a son? I thought it was a girl.
Oh,
Bubbles.
Oh, is it a girl? Look, I really don't.
Girl.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry if I'm misgendering your child. I had no idea. But I mean, Bubbles could be anything, right? No, you might.
Absolutely.
I think you're right.
But I
Does
think
she?
it's a play off of the Powerpuff Girl.
Does she mention? Oh gosh, it is.
I could be wrong too.
It is a girl. Well, it's hard to tell because babies at a certain age be looking like one gender.
Oh yeah.
And she's over here dressing the baby very ambiguous.
Well, definitely agree. The album is the way.
Off track as we digress.
Yeah, definitely check it out. I definitely think that while she made it specifically for women and we can probably relate to it the most, I think it's for everybody who loves good R&B music. She's bringing that back. And
no lies.
It's one of those things too where I feel like, I won't say all R&B, but some R&B is missing this, where it's like, I feel like back in the day, you could really feel where they were coming from. Like you either felt the passion that they were singing about or you felt the pain. With this, girl, I feel her pain and I have not even gone through half the stuff she's gone through. I don't have a baby. I don't have a deadbeat baby daddy. I don't have other baby mamas on my line, but I'm like, girl, I can only imagine.
Oh, I will also say too that the one line that had me cracking up was when she said, you said you were at work in the studio,
but the mother dudes was making the beats.
Right. So how does that work?
Right.
Like, how come they're credited on this tracks then? Like,
right. I was like, oh, she got a point there.
She over here looking at the receipts. That would be me too. Be like, you said you was in the studio on this day. Well, how come I see somebody's lying?
But let us know what you guys thought of Still Over It if you've listened to it. Is it the way or not the way? We did actually poll it when it first came out, and most people said it was the way. There were a few that said not the way. So I'd almost love to know why they're not feeling it. Maybe they're not in that headspace. It is not for everybody. But we're going to go ahead and jump into another quick break before we get into our hot topic. Stay tuned. You're listening to The Way with Jazz and Tay.
You got your eyes and got your trippy on them private jets, taking trips. Come back at 6, wake me and your child, and then won't late again. Make me wonder who